I'm Shay Russell from mining.com.au, and joining me today is the Managing Director for Venture Minerals, Philippa Leggat. Philippa, how are you?
I'm great, thanks, Shay. Good to be here.
Fantastic to have you on and to also celebrate these incredible results that have come out of your Jupiter project. Now, before we get into the nuts and bolts of the Jupiter project, I'd actually really like a little bit of a rundown of these because you don't see stuff like this every day.
No, you don't. That's exactly right. And we've been putting out phenomenal results, announcement after announcement. That doesn't usually happen. We've now done around 24,000 meters, 22,000 of which are on that 40 square kilometer area of Jupiter, right? It's enormous. It's absolutely enormous. To put it into context, our drill spacing has come down to a density of 500 meters by 250 meters. On a surface area basis, Mount Weld, Linus's deposit round the corner, and by West Australian standards, is 700 by 400 meters, right? That fits in between four of our drill holes. It's big, right? It's absolutely massive. So we've been doing this infill drilling program across the entire area. We're now just over half of the results through. We've got about 100 assays still pending, so results coming back from that. And now that we've got all of this information, we're seeing remarkable consistency. So not only are we getting ridiculous grades, I mean, the title was 0.5% in clays, right? It's not just a little bit of grade. It's like, oh, wowee kind of grade. And when you look at it over the entire project and the results that we've been putting out, we're talking about high grade zones that are sort of 20 to 30 meters wide. That sits within 80-meter zones that are also incredibly high. And those high grade zones of ours are actually bigger than most other projects' intersections, full stop, right? So you do that over 40 kilometers, you are looking at enormous consistency. And it's really quite special. So, yeah, we're wildly excited.
As you said, this is turning out to be quite a special project, and you don't see this every day. Now, you touched on something that I do want to delve into a little bit more, and that is the excellent infrastructure nearby. Now, it sounds remote. This project sounds like it's way out west, being near Geraldton, but it's actually not. It's in a well-known Australian mining jurisdiction, isn't it?
It is absolutely. And it's on the road that runs between the port of Geraldton all the way to Mount Magnet. So big highway that's used to move all sorts of materials for mining across every day. The big vehicles, if you get on the road, the big vehicles traveling there every single day. We're only 10 Ks off that, and we've got licenses tracking from the Jupiter deposit all the way through to, or the project area, all the way through to the road. There's also a pipeline running along there, gas pipeline. So we've got gas at the front door. That's kind of handy. Having the port at Geraldton, also pretty handy. There are a couple of tick boxes here, in addition to which people really know how to mine in that area. So you've got a lot of all the support infrastructure that you'd need from organizations all the way through exploration to production of the companies that you'd need to support you through that. In addition to which, if you look at the terrain that we're on, it's really flat, it's sparsely vegetated, and it's pastoral leases that are minimally stocked. We can access them year round. So we don't have huge environmental issues like you might have in, say, an equatorial rainforest where other projects might be hiding themselves. And from a social issue, we're relatively far away from the social areas where lots of people live, basically, but still a 2.5 hour drive from Geraldton. So really close by West Australian standards. There's no native title that's been extinguished, so we just have to do standard heritage, and really just a wonderful place to operate in a tier 1 jurisdiction. Strategically very important as well, being in Australia, because of what's happening with world trends and global supply chain shifts, and the West wanting to be able to secure supply of these sorts of commodities, these critical minerals, and having something that has the scale and grade we're talking about within this strategic location. Yeah, it's about as good as it gets.
Actually, it sounds incredible. You've got the intellectual capital nearby, you've got the infrastructure nearby. How did this rare earth project manage to just stay off the radar for people for so long?
That's a great question, and that's because we discovered it very recently. So it's not like we were hiding it under a blanket. We've literally just found it. So we really announced the first results this year, and that's when the market sat up and took note, and we saw a 300% increase in the share price, with people going, "Oh wow, what is that?" An incredible story. All of the data is ours, barring two holes. It's our geologists who found it. Then the previous MD, Andrew Radonjic, went to go and do a joint venture. He did a phenomenal deal securing this project for us. And the team has been hard at work proving it up ever since. Having only our little fingerprints on it is pretty cool, because mostly you have to pick up information from other projects and it gets a little
Mhm.
confusing, and which geos logged it how and what does that mean in this context. It's a bit confusing. We don't have that. It's all our people, all our data. It's fresh and ready to go.
Listen, I think I could talk to you about this project all day, but I'm going to need to bring today to a close. You alluded to at the start of today's conversation that there are still 100 assay results pending. When do we get the chance to look at these? Because this sounds so exciting.
It is. It's great. And look, I know people say, "Oh, it's infill drilling. How can it be that exciting?" But seriously, this is huge, and our results have been amazing. And yes, we are just waiting for the assays from the labs, right? I mean, there's nothing we can do to hurry it up. We will release them as soon as we can. The thing that I'd like to connect dots on for people, though, it's not just these results. It's the fact that we're at the bottom of the pricing cycle, or certainly a real low point in rare earths pricing. And if you think about how many investors are lamenting the fact that they missed the lithium boom, right? Missed the boat. Those boats are back in the harbour, right? And they are rare earths boats now. So what I'm thinking is maybe it's time to get onto HMS Venture Minerals, because you've got a lot of choices, but why wouldn't you pick one that's strategically located with incredible high grade results over very, very broad areas of mineralization? Because at some point, that pricing cycle is going to shift. We know we need these things for engines for years and years and years to come. Motors, right? Everything with a motor has got rare earths in it. It's not the battery part of EVs. So it'll continue beyond the EV cycle. And that's probably at least another 20 years, let's face it. So there's a lot coming. And if I might be permitted to mention the dark recesses of certain anonymous chat rooms, where we've seen analogies of a certain steam train and the sound it makes being a toot toot. I wonder if we couldn't shift that to a lovely foghorn on a boat, because before the boat gets missed, you probably want to hop on Venture Minerals.
Oh, I love it. That is incredible. What a place to leave today's conversation. Philippa, thank you so much for being here, and I cannot wait to see what Venture Minerals does next. Thanks again.
Absolutely. Cheers.